Hello again, and today we are going to be doing a watercolor landscape with quite a lot of wash in it, and I'm going to sort of take you step by step through one. It's going to be quite simple, not that much different color, and what I'd like you to do is just have a look around, see if you can find a good reference that hasn't got too much detail, and preferably something with kind of a really nice sky or water or something you think is going to really work for this, and print it up nice and big, or have it on a big screen because that makes it a lot easier to work from. Okay, let's go. I've chosen this photograph from Scotland, where I'm from, and I thought it was quite moody but also not too much detail, as you can see. So really start out simple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by just putting a little wash down. It's blue mixed with black, and I'm going to see it's very, very light. I'm going to bring it across the whole thing, kind of bearing in mind that this is the sky, so thinking about how I'm putting it on and just leaving some bits light, and I can bring it down over the whole picture. Again, making it light because I've got some water there, so I want it to be bluey grey anyway, but I don't want it to be too dark. So you kind of, when you're working with a wash, you can actually work, if you're looking at the picture, kind of thinking about where those darks are, so you can start already working into some bits, like say in the sky here I could bring certain darker bits. For clouds you really want to, I might even come in with a paper towel or a rag or something just to make it really soft. See, it gets kind of like lower clouds. They're kind of bigger up here, and then they're flatter down here a little bit. And then going to, while it's still wet, lift off a little bit so I can get that nice. Not too much, just a little bit like that. So fun. And the next thing I'm going to do is just going to blot it back a little bit so I can get into doing I've got some mountains in the distance, and I have given myself some lines, by the way, so you can totally do that. You see, I'm using the same color, so if I make a mistake, I just sort of knock it back and it becomes part of the wash, which is quite handy. But here is where I'm going to have my range of mountains, but they're really in the distance, so I want them to be super light. So I hope you can see that. I'm using a very fine brush for this and just pulling it down. And that might even be enough for them. Now I'm going to do a little bit on the reflection too in the water. Okay, just bring a bit more blue in. Helps if you wash your brush. See, now here's where the mountains are, right here. So I'm just going to keep going and do a little bit with the land now. So I've started putting in some washes into the main land, and I actually I was going to put more color in this, but I'm really liking it with the blue and grey. So you decide, you know, even if your photo is different, then just make your decision about what the picture feels like it needs, and go with it. Trust your intuition. And I decided I just wanted to emphasize the kind of the line of the land. So I'm using quite a fine brush, even though I used quite a big brush for some of these washes. Just when I came to the edge, I used a fine one. And then I'm gonna kind of come in here a little bit. And now I'm just kind of, you know, working in, getting a little bit. I'll probably put a bit more in the sky and in the water. And the way I'm deciding to finish it off is to bring a kind of stronger blue wash over kind of a lot of the land. I want it to feel, sort of have this atmosphere to it. And so I'm going to bring some of it to the sky and some of it to the land. I'm going to leave most of the water free, but I might bring some in.